Hi, Mike Schaefer here. I'm going to create now for you video number 2 in my informational series about using your TrailCam with Project NOAA for the Urban Wildlife Institute at Lincoln Park Zoo. First thing I'm going to do is retrieve the TrailCam from outside, my own, and then I'll show you how I upload images from the TrailCam up to my computer. Then review the images on the computer, and after that, for any interesting images of mammals that I may have captured in my backyard, I'll show you how to upload those to the Project NOAA website. So the first thing I'm going to do is go get my TrailCam. I'll pause the video and then we'll take up when I have the TrailCam back in the house here. So here's the TrailCam that I just brought in from outside. It's still kind of cold. First thing I'm going to do is open it up, turn the switch to off. If you have an SD card reader in your computer, or as one you can plug into your computer, you can pull the card out and read it directly. What I'm going to do is use the TrailCam as a card reader though. First thing I do is I have a USB to mini USB cable here. I'm going to plug that into my computer's USB port and then plug the other end into the little mini USB that's part of the TrailCam. And you can see that pops up and asks me what I want to do. I'm going to cancel because I don't need that right now. What I'm going to do next is open my computer, and you can see it gave me an icon here for the TrailCam itself. It's not called that, it's called EK115. Inside of there is a folder called DCIM. That's where all the images are stored. Inside of that folder is one called 100EK113. These names are fairly random. They're coded by date, and you really don't need to worry about them. Just look in the DCIM folder and all your files, all your pictures will be here. And indeed, you see they all popped up, sequentially numbered picture 1 through, I'll scroll down to the bottom, through 1685. So I have 1,685 photos that I've captured. I had my camera out there for quite a while. Hopefully we'll have an image that's at least worth looking at, 1 or 2 in here. Once I have that up in a folder and I'm looking at all the files that are on the TrailCam, I'm going to open another Windows Explorer folder here, and I'm going to go into Mike's documents. I'm going to look at my pictures, and I have a folder here called TrailCam. There are no files in here currently. So the first thing I'm going to do is go back to the TrailCam, say select all. So now I've got all of them, and then I'm going to drag all those files over here to the folder that's going to hold them on my computer. Now that file transfer is going to take a while, especially this little laptop is fairly slow. So I'm going to pause the video while that copy takes place. When I'm done, we'll come back, we'll look at this folder here because it will contain all of the TrailCam folders, or all the TrailCam files, once the copy is finished. So now, here we are with all the files copied into my computer. You can see this is still Mike, My Documents, My Pictures, TrailCam. And these are all of the 1,600 or so images that my TrailCam recorded while I had it outside. So what I like to do is really go through each of these, and it doesn't take very long. I'll select the first one here, and I'll just maximize. I use the Windows Picture and Fax Viewer. It's a convenient way to view images. Now that one was the first picture it took. Probably I was standing right in front of the camera, and all the reflection from my body blurred out or overexposed the image. But if I just use the down arrow, I can page through these, and you can see it was Christmas time when this was out there, and there's a little inflatable teddy bear. And I can just scan through each of these images. You can see we caught some people walking through. I see there's a little kitty that's been visiting my backyard. Kitties walking back and forth. You can see the little kitty's eyes glowing in the light. And animals will do that. Most of the mammals we're looking for, their eyes will reflect. There's my dog walking through the backyard. In any case, I go through all these photos. You can see how the daylight images come out in color later in the afternoon. And then when it gets to nighttime, those come out using the infrared sensor, and those come out in black and white. And I'll just page through these. I have found that in my backyard, most of the useful images are at nighttime. Here's my wife and I changing the bird feeders in the backyard. This will continue on for quite some time. I just page through, and it's almost like a slow motion movie or a stop action movie, because we're moving around and the sensor is catching us as we move. So I'll stop this video now, and then we'll come back. If I've found any interesting ones, then we'll show you how to upload those to the Project Noah website. So as it turns out, in all those 1,600 or so images, I didn't have one of any urban wildlife. That covered, for me, the whole month of January. However, I did get lots of pictures of squirrels and birds and pigeons, and my wife and I walking back and forth or cleaning up the yard, and the dogs going out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use image number 21 here, which was an image of a feral cat that keeps visiting my backyard, as a sample image to show you how we upload them. I'll show you what image 21 looks like. Right down here is Mr. Cat visiting my backyard. So what I'm going to do is go to my internet browser, which in this case I use Mozilla Firefox. Internet Explorer works. Safari on a Macintosh will work fine. I'm going to go to the site called Project Noah. That'll take a second to load. And here we are in Project Noah. Now I'm already logged in here. I'm going to sign out and show you the first thing that comes up when you start Project Noah, which is a Join Project Noah Today button. So that's when you first go into Project Noah, that's what you'll have to create an ID on. I won't show you that because it's pretty self-explanatory. Once you're in Project Noah, and I'll show you how I sign in, you can create an ID, but what I do is I actually use my Google ID, since I have a Gmail account and I share files through Google. You can also use a Facebook ID. So my email is mcschafe@gmail.com. If you want to send me an email, feel free. I'm not going to show you my password. I'll sign in. So that was a Google sign-in, and yet here I am in Project Noah. It uses that to authenticate me. What I want to do is use this button that says Upload a New Spotting. And I'm going to say common name is feral cat. And I'm going to select a category for that cat, which is mammals. Most of the ones we're interested in are mammals. Now I'm going to add a photo to this. I'm going to click on that button to say Add Photos. I'm going to go to my computer. You can drag and drop files here. I'm going to use the choose a file to upload. Again, this gives me a listing of my files. I'll go to My Documents, My Pictures, TrailCam. I'll go ahead and pick that picture number 21 of the cat. And it shows a status bar of it actually uploading it here. And then it'll show you on the screen. Now if I scroll down on this screen, I have a number of other fields which we need filled in as well. In this case, for the cat, I'm going to fill in its scientific name, which is Felis, Domesticus, Felis domesticus. And I'm going to describe feral cat, and the habitat is urban backyard. Now I'm going to add a location. In this case, I'm going to put in, I can put in coordinates here, that is GPS coordinates, and some of the programs will actually do that. I'm going to say, let's take a map, look at the map, and then we'll just zoom in on my location. Now we're getting a little closer here. I'll have to move the map. As I keep zooming into where I am, Clark Street. There we go. I'm just south of Irving Park Road on Ravenswood, right about here. And what I'm going to do is type in my address. And it should find that. There we go. So I typed in my address and it found the actual GPS coordinates. When did I see it? Well, for all these pictures, there's a date stamp on it. So January 5th, 2013 is when I saw it. So I'll go back to here and say January 5th, 2013. Now, of critical importance for us is this for a mission? The Chicagoland Urban Wildlife is the mission that I want to assign this to. And you can see that I only have a few missions here showing. There are literally hundreds of them. So when you create your ID, you need to sign up for Chicagoland Urban Wildlife. So that's one of your missions that will show up in this screen. Once I've got that, I can close that. Video, you can include a reference to the Encyclopedia of Life or Wikipedia describing the animal. You can add the content ownership sign or signature there. You can add a tag. So in this case, I'm going to tag it as cat. I'll add that tag because that's a useful one. We can then sort and find all the cat images. So that's all the information we really need. I'm going to say save changes. It says saving, and it has saved it. So now when I go back to my Project Noah home, I can look at my missions. I've joined 4 different missions. And I can look at the Chicagoland Urban Wildlife mission. And that'll bring up a list of all the images that have been loaded to Chicagoland Urban Wildlife to this mission. This computer is a little slow now, but it should pop it up. There it goes. And you can see all these pictures that are in there. Now, it's probably updating and uploading right now as we speak, so that picture hasn't shown up yet. Let me click on recent. Yeah, that picture hasn't shown up yet. It will show up, and of course I will delete it because it's not one that we actually want in the database. But you can see how people have gotten pictures of skunks and raccoons and coyotes and foxes. We've had pretty good recognition of a number of species, and we hope to get some more. So that's how you upload things to Project Noah. I'll sign out of Project Noah. So I had to break up the video a little bit because of YouTube size restrictions. So in a separate video, I'm going to show you how to reset the camera and get it ready to go outside.